I wanted to share something quite personal with you guys. So like, over the last 2 months, and I'm not saying this to blow smoke up my own arse, I'm just saying it to be real, like, and I'm very vocal about this, like, over the last, like, 5 years, I've invested, like, a lot of money into myself through personal development, professional development, coaching, mentoring, courses, you name it, right? And it's been a massive part of any success that I've experienced in my life over the last, like, 5 years. I've been coaching for 8 years, but I started, like, essentially asking for help professionally and actually paying for it. 2019 was the first time I ever done it. Up until that point, I was just trying to do everything on my own, and it was very, very evident, right? Anyway, over the last like 6 weeks, I've probably invested more into myself, ready for anything, than I have probably done over the last few years. Now, why am I telling you that? I'm telling you that because I've been experiencing a lot of self-doubt. I've been experiencing a lot of uncertainty. I've been experiencing a lot of fear. And ultimately all it is, it's because I'm stretching my comfort zone. And a lot of folk just forget this part. They forget that like when you get to a new level, in order to go to the next level, you need to find the edge of where that level is, get near it and get uncomfortable again. And that's all I've been doing recently, right? But the biggest lesson from this whole thing, there's a few, right? But I wanted to share them with you. There's a big difference between needing and wanting. And when it comes to seeking out help, everyone's just got a big ego around this where they almost act like if they're not in a place of pain, they're not struggling with it, or they're not lying on their back going, I don't even know where to go next, then they don't need it. There's a big difference between needing and wanting. And for me, I want to go to the next level. I want to literally build a service and a brand that is just, it's a legacy. Like I want to do that. I want that to make my life's work, to make Ready for Anything something that's just so much bigger than me. It is right now. It's so much more than me. But I want to literally keep that growing. And in order to do that, could I continue on the path that I'm on and do that? Yeah, I could. I definitely could. Is investing in help from someone else who has been there, done it, wore the t-shirt and absolutely nailed the thing that I want to do, is that going to make it go faster? Yes, it is. It's probably going to make it go 10 times faster. I've also recently invested in a nutritionist. Do I need to invest in a nutritionist, right? I've been coaching for 8 years. I've helped so many folk with their relationship with food. I've helped folk overcome eating disorders. I've helped folk get absolutely shredded, perform like an everyday athlete, right? I've done it myself. I've massively changed my own relationship with food. I'm in really good shape all year. Like I perform really well. I have a great understanding of it. Do I need a nutritionist? No. Do I want a nutritionist? Yes. And this is the big thing that so many folk do not get, because they just treat everything so simple. And already the things that I've even taken away from the nutritionist, for the example, over the last, like, it's only been like a few days, is that immediately I'm way more accountable to myself. Immediately I'm focusing on things that I wasn't given the same amount of focus last week to I am now. It's as simple as that. And even just the little nuances that, like, it's making me question things that I wasn't questioning. This in itself is worth paying for the help. It's not even the stuff that they've given me, it's how it's changed and shifted my thinking. It's the same with my business. It's the same with actually like the stress that I'm experiencing. It's just self-doubt. But ultimately, sometimes you need to get your back against the wall, because the reason why you're not doing the thing that you want to do, that you think you're more than capable of doing, is because there's not enough pressure on you. You're maybe just a bit complacent. You're maybe just cruising through, and actually you're in a good spot right now. But you shouldn't strive for everything to be okay. You shouldn't strive for things to be average. And this is another big misconception that folk have. Like, folk will say things like, I'm the fittest in my friend group, or I'm the best shape in my friend group. Look around, man. Most folk are out of shape, do not train, barely move, don't really like themselves. You're comparing yourself to a pretty low standard. It's easy to be above average when the average is so low. So you need to not let your head get clouded with what you think you're actually doing, with what versus what you're actually doing. And this is like, I can speak about this with so much conviction, because I have literally lived and breathed it over the last like 5 years. Over the last 5 years, like, I first ever invested in help in 2019. It was an email marketing course. It was £547. And I remember it. I felt like I was giving away so much money to this thing. Funny story. It wasn't even that useful to me, because I didn't actually have the thing that I was trying to sell at the time, right? Anyway, it's another story. But what it was useful was it opened my eyes up to the fact that I paid a guy money that I never even spoke to. And it made me just realise that I just valued my own services and my own practices way more. And that in itself was worth the investment, right? But the reason why I wanted to talk about this today is because when it comes to upskilling yourself, there's this big belief that a lot of people have, is that you need to be in a place of pain, you need to be lying on your back struggling, you need to literally be in a dark hole. The goal should be to ask for help when things are going good, so that you should get to an exceptional point. The goal shouldn't be let things get that bad that the wheels are falling off, that I need to literally shout out, SOS, help me, what I need to do. And again, there's context to this, right? I am not working with Joe Blogs that's fresh out of a slimming club, that has never touched a fucking dumbbell in their life. I'm working with people that have maybe lost their way a bit, they've seen good results on their own, and they want to go to the next level. They want to be that person that's a high performer. They want to live a life where they're leaving a legacy, where they're wowing themselves, they're inspiring their family, they're inspiring their friends, right? I'm not just helping someone track their macros and lose their first 5 pounds, right? I'm not helping someone go from going for a walk to go for a walk. Yeah, there's people that come in and they're at different levels with their adherence and their mindset, and we help folk do basic things, right? But you need to, like, when it comes to the shift in belief that you need to be going through when it comes to investing in yourself, is that you're not doing it. Like, if you're already doing the thing, doesn't mean that you shouldn't do it. You need to think to yourself, like, will this make the boat go faster? And in my opinion, if you're someone that really values these things, like if you're dedicating, like think about it, if you're dedicating like, I don't know, 4 to 6 hours a week on training, right? You're consuming loads of content on it, you're watching vlogs all the time, you're becoming obsessed with a sport, you're just thinking about it all the time, and you've actually got money there to actually invest in it, you're doing yourself a massive disservice by not doing it, because you're not actually really fully aligned in that. If there's the opportunity for you to advance things, to make the boat go faster, to get more out of yourself, take it. Because the only regret you will have isn't that you fucking sat on some money and saved up an extra couple of £1,000. It'll be, why didn't I take action on getting the most out of myself when I was in the prime of my life? And that's what I would keep reminding myself of right now, because all these fears, all this self-doubt of, what if this happens, or what if that happens, or what if I can't do this, is ultimately just fear. And it's fear that keeps us the same. It's fear that holds us back. It's fear that creates obstacles. And so many folk are so adverse to doing anything now that they never ever win. And one thing I've been saying a lot to our clients is that, like, you cannot win without losing, and there's setbacks, there's mishaps. And one of our clients actually went away at the weekend and crushed Alicante half marathon, and he didn't get the result that he wanted, right? And ultimately what I said to them, I put a comment, I really spoke to them yesterday, but I also put a comment onto their Instagram. And I was just like, it's just all part of the grand plan. Like, if you put yourself out there to take action, sometimes the plan doesn't go to plan. Doesn't mean that it's a failure, it's just a lesson. And so many folk are so downbeat about things not going to plan, so they never take action on the things that they know will help them, because everyone knows that paying for the thing, or investing in the coach, or investing in the help, or the course, or the thing that they know has their name on it, speaks to them, and they actually know deep down it will help them. The reason why they don't take action on it is because they're scared. And you just need to remember that. I read an incredible book a while ago, and it's called Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill. And it's just all about, like, it was written in the early 1900s, really, really amazing book. And it's just talking about how the devil lives inside you, and if you just continue operating from a place of fear, then the devil will control you. And this is just a prime example of it. Like, think about it. If you're that serious about something and it's a big part of your identity, like you live and breathe this, whether it's health and fitness, you're pushing towards a certain sport, you're doing high rocks, or you're doing running, like, throw the kitchen sink at it, man. Like, throw everything at it, and you will see it grow and flourish so much more. Like, what are you worried about? Like, I would get it if you were maybe someone that was at the early stages of your journey, where you were maybe going, right, I don't even have the trust here to prove, like, because I've failed so many times that I don't even trust myself that if I pay for this thing, can I even turn up enough to do it, right? Fair enough, you've got a logical answer there, right? You've got a logical argument, right? But if you're someone that's already, you're all in on this thing, right? It is, you live and breathe it, you are obsessed with it. You're an idiot, in my opinion, for not trying to make it be better. Like, if there is people there that can help you, there are people around you that have, like I said already, been there, done it, wore the t-shirt, and you know that it's going to make a huge difference, and you know that you can actually pay for it, invest in it, and you've been thinking about it, by sitting on the fence for longer, all you are doing is prolonging the speed which you can achieve those goals. So yeah, like these are the big shifts that you need to be going through when it comes to this, because it's scary, and I wanted to share that because I've been feeling it recently, because it cripples me with so much doubt. It makes me go, oh my God, I spent all this money in this thing. Is it going to work out? What if I can't make it happen? What if this happens? It's just fear. It's just the devil inside who's trying to keep us the same. The thing you need to remember about our mind, right? Our mind works out of fight or flight, and right now, our mind is just it's not trying to fight it, it's just trying to flight it, right? Because my brain doesn't care about me achieving success in business. It doesn't care about me achieving success athletically. All it cares about me is staying safe. So if I'm doing a really, really hard workout and I'm pushing myself to the limit, my brain's going to start coming up with reasons for me to stop so that I can essentially rest and not feel like I'm dying anymore because I'm putting my body under so much pressure. It's the same in situations like this. Like if you're at the point right now where you know what you need to do, you know that investing in that coach, investing in that course, signing up to that thing that costs money, you know it's going to help you, but you're putting it off because you're just being a tight bastard. Stop being an idiot. Because are you going to be like, think about it. Here's a really good question to ask yourself, right? Imagine you could be your 80-year-old self right now, right? And you could fast forward to that point. What would they want? Would they be more annoyed about you spending the money to upskill yourself and lean into the thing that they know is going to massively help you? Or would they rather that you just save the money for a rainy day, right? Think about it. A lot of folk are just so precious about it, and that's a whole other vlog as well. That's a whole other talk, right? Money mindset. Folk are so weird around money, but I just kind of wanted to share with you something that like has been on my mind, something that I've been going through, something that we see a lot of clients when they come into the program, that it's like there's just a lot of volatility around it, because again, you've worked hard for it and it's quite precious to you, but at the same time, like, you need to think about it, right? What am I putting this away for? For an extension of my house, a new kitchen, right? Or would I rather right now, when I've got huge ambitions and goals and I've got a lot of potential that I haven't even got close to, should I actually be pouring it into that right now? Is that going to be more meaningful to me? Or is a new kitchen in this moment? I'm not saying the new kitchen isn't going to help, right? I'm not saying don't spend your money in that stuff. Of course, do it. But think to yourself, like, what's more important to you right now? And what would your 80-year-old self do? Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope you took a lot away from it. As always, if you haven't subscribed to the episode, to the YouTube channel, make sure that you have subscribed, right? I am punting out a lot of content right now, and I'd really value it if you took this 2 seconds to do it. It'll be on the bottom corner of your screen if you're watching this on YouTube. If you're listening to it in Spotify, literally jump off of Spotify, head on. It's at the Kristian Hill. Give me a subscription on YouTube. It goes a long way and I get an absolute buzz. I've got a big target to hit. I want to hit 750 subscribers in the first quarter of this year. We're at 406 right now. We're 48 days into 2025. Are we going to do it? Who knows? But that's what it's all about when it comes to setting goals. Anyway, guys, I hope you took a lot away from this. See you later. Goodbye.